does, from the quadcopters to the beats to the raps to some gaming stuff and all that. Got another one for you guys, and actually, I kind of wish I would have opened this one right away. I just got it and put it aside. I was thinking it was a gaming controller that I ordered. I don't know if you've checked my page out. I did a review for a GameSir gamepad. It's the G2S, I believe, and I seen they had a G3S or a GS3. I'm not sure of the exact name, but they had a newer version, and it's a pretty nice controller. I thought I'd you know go ahead and pick me up one of those, and I had placed the order on Everbuying, and it seemed like they shipped it pretty quick. Like about 5 days later, I got the email that said that my order was already shipped. So I was like, that's cool. So it hasn't been long. It's been like a week and a half, but I got this right away, and I was just assuming it looks like it's the same size as the controller box of the other game, sir. So I just thought it was that, and I didn't bother to open it. But when I actually looked on the package, it says personal mini computer. So I was like, oh wow. So what this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get into this one. This is what is called the Remix Mini PC. It's apparently they claim it's the world's first true mini Android personal computer. Now there's a lot of devices out there. There's like those they call them home theater personal computers. I'm sure you guys have seen those little smart TV sticks they have out, little Android boxes, stuff like that. Some of them look like as small as a little flash drive, but they're HDMI, enabled little Android boxes. You could hook it up to your TV and, run Android programs on it, Android apps. I don't know if I also do a review on my page of just a quick little rundown of Kodi, but a lot of these little Android stick boxes will come with a media center app like Kodi, or there's other ones too. It used to be called Xbox Media Center, and you can get various video and audio content. That's what a lot of them they offer you that, like YouTube. Some incorporate Netflix, and then there's just tons of other plugins, video and audio plugins you can get as well. But okay, so this one it's rather different. It's actually is like they say, it's a mini computer. Well, these guys here, I'm not sure of the company. I think they're called Jide Tech or Jide Tech. I'm not even sure how it's spelled. Let's just call them the Remix Mini guys, because this is called the Remix Mini PC. They created their own operating system. I think it is something derived from Android. Basically, it's like a version of Android with, their own version of it. So, they call it it's called the Remix OS or Remix operating system. So, it's going to be pretty cool to mess with, pretty fun little decent thing, and I mean, there's other ways to do stuff like this too. Like I said, you can get those TV sticks. Nowadays, people are getting tablets that have HDMI ports on them, so you could hook up your tablet to your computer, and I mean, I'm sorry, your tablet to your TV, and there you go, you got your tablet on your TV. But this is, it's like a mini, like a device. It's one of those TV boxes, but yet it's like a computer. It's going to be a little bit of a different experience because most of those TV boxes, it just, a certain, I guess you could say, generic Android flavor of it, generic operating system. So this one is maintained by these guys. So, they're going to probably always, I can't say always, but, they'll probably bring updates every now and then and new features. A little more customized, I guess you could say, a little more unique operating system experience with their hardware. I think you can also run this Remix OS probably on a computer, just the same way you would probably install Linux on it. Or I'm not sure how it runs on tablets or if you could do that, but this is basically their operating system and their hardware to go with it. But with that said, let's go ahead and unbox this and check it out. Yeah, cool. Give me a second here. Remix Mini PC, the world's first true Android PC, or at least that's what they say. Okay, so the package was pretty loose, not tight like a lot of the other ones, but I'm still having a little bit of trouble. Okay, so I got it. Cool. So it comes and, you know, they wrapped it nicely to protect it, so that's nice. And here is the box. So that looks pretty cool. And, you know, as said, it says on the box as well, the world's first true Android PC. Dope. It says Remix right there. You know, if you turn it around, it says Remix Mini. You know, there's a little description of the specifications right there. Remix Mini, you know, 16 gigabyte model is what it says. I think that's I don't know if they had a 32. I think it was only 8 gigabyte or 16 gigabyte. So I opted for the 8 gigabyte. You know, I thought that'd be better. And it's just, you know, description of what you get in the box. It says, in the box, one Remix Mini, one power adapter US. I'm glad they sent the US adapter because, you know, there's a lot of people that are overseas that are ordering these too. So they need the Euro adapter, Euro plug thing. So, and I'm not overseas. So I did make sure to, you know, specify that because there has been times where I've ordered other items and I've got the other adapter, you know, so but as it says on the box, I haven't opened it yet, but it says one power adapter US. I'm hoping it's the right one, and one HDMI cable. So if you can see, there's a closer description, hardware specifications, you know, dimensions. It tells you your processor specs, CPU, all-winner, 64 bits, 4-core Cortex A53 CPU. Tells you your GPU, video support, you know, H.265, 4K video hardware decoding, so you can watch all your high definition, you know, 1080p at 60 frames per second or 720p at 120 frames per second. Tells you your memory and storage, 2 gigabytes DDR3 RAM, 16 gigabyte eMMC internal storage, micro SD slot, supports up to 128 gigabytes. So cool little nifty device. There's a picture of actually what the back looks like. I don't know if you could see that. There's a where it says DC adapter right there. There's another port for your Ethernet. It's got two USB 2.0 ports, micro SD port right there. There's your HDMI port. There's a headphone port. So let's go ahead and open this up. Word up. All right. This might be a little harder. I might need a knifey. Go ahead and cool. All right. Second here. Oh, it's really what do you call it? It's really tight plastic on here. All right, cool. There you go. Okay. So they have it really plasticed up here. Weather's changing. Getting kind of cold out there. We gotta stay warm. Okay, so after we took the oh, there's one more thing we have to cut off here. Where is that? This little slippy. Okay, look. I think so. Wait, I don't want to cut myself. Maybe I could pull this off. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, so there's a couple of adhesives and of tape and stuff there, so let me see. I might have to still get another one off. Another adhesive. Definitely closed down tight. Okay, so after we take off the tape and everything, it should just come off here. It looks like the case comes off the top there. Wow, we're having kind of really tightly fitted in the case, which that's pretty good. But let's go ahead and okay, so the case slides off. So once the case slides off, it looks like that is inside what you get. That is actually the hardware, what they call the Remix Mini PC. Excuse me, guys. That is actually the Remix Mini PC there. So, you know, it's inside the box. It's, you know, inside a nice little box there. And Okay, so on top it looks like that's nice. They give you a little pad so it don't get banged up or something. It looks like it's kind of glued to the back of the box, little styrofoam pad. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. So if we take it out of the box here, and that's actually taken out of the box. It's pretty little, it's about palm size. You can, a little bit bigger than your palm, but you could fit it in your hand. It's not huge. Pretty cool. It says Remix on the front. There's what the back looks like. There's your power adapter right there. There's your Ethernet port. You got 2 USB ports. You got your micro SD slot right there. There's your HDMI port, and there's for headphones. That's cool. So you could plug in headphones. Excuse me, guys. Okay. So, it's pretty nice. That looks like it's the front of it. So I imagine turn it around. There's the back. It says Remix Mini, pretty nice. All your appropriate ports and stuff. So that's cool. We'll go ahead and go through the rest of the box. So that's what the Remix Mini actually looks like. Hey, I just wanted to show you guys this. So there's what once you take the Remix Mini out of the box, there's a little phrase right there. It says, "For the revolutionaries that will shape tomorrow." So yeah, this is pretty, nice little piece of, you see my page and I do say tech, music, and games. So this is definitely a nice little new piece of techy gadget, that a lot of people might not have heard of or have yet. So it's kind of cool. Boxes telling for the revolutionaries that will shape tomorrow. Cool. So let's go ahead and open this box. So we'll go ahead and pull. Okay, so that part just pulls out. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in the back of it. Maybe instructions, or I can't really tell, but it looks like it's just, another part for this to sit in right there. So we'll go ahead and pull that out. And once that's pulled out, the box, there's your accessories. It's like your little storage for your accessories. But there was also like little, work here. Remix manufacturer certificate. So, that's telling you when it was manufactured and stuff right there. We even got a date there and stuff. So that's cool. All right. And then it says Remix Mini Quick Start Guide. So it's definitely going to help you get started quickly, how to set it up real quick on your TV and stuff, And you do need a keyboard of some sorts and a mouse, either like a wireless or wired. For your initial setup, I think you need a mouse and a keyboard. And then after that, you can, whatever suits your needs, wireless keyboard, wired keyboard, wireless mouse, wired mouse, however you want to roll with it, little thing right here, quick start guides telling you, what you need to hook up to your TV or monitor, obviously, in the box. HDMI cable, power cable, Remix Mini, So, and then it even tells you your power adapter may look different from the one pictured here. And then just like I was telling you guys, look, important, please prepare a USB wired or wireless mouse. I guess you don't need a keyboard, but they're definitely saying, please prepare a USB wired or wireless mouse for your first boot. So, you definitely need a mouse of some sort. And here is another piece of literature that comes with it. Remix Mini, product description and warranty. So, we can go ahead and open that, I guess. It's, like a spec sheet statement. There's, some Remix Mini at a glance. It's showing you the back. What you'll need to start using Remix Mini. You'll need the following: network connection, Wi-Fi wireless network, screen monitor, so it supports up to 4K, so that's kind of nice. Keyboard, mouse, USB, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi keyboard and mouse connectivity, HDMI cable. I'm just reading everything that it has there. Installation instructions, so everything you'll need to get you up and running with it. And there's also this too. This was the accessory box that it came with, the rest of the accessories. So I imagine, this is probably like your power cable and the adapter, to hook up. I think it was going to include an HDMI cable if it got above a certain pledge, which it did. So I'm assuming this is the HDMI cable and the power adapter, which should be the US adapter. So I might want to open this and see what it actually is. You know, make sure it's the US adapter. So let's go ahead and, okay. And yep, they did send an HDMI cable, so that's cool, you know, nice for them to do that. So, you know, you will need one of these to hook up to your monitor or TV or however, you know, whatever kind of screen you're going to use. So definitely need your HDMI cable, which they did send it in this nice little package holder thing. They even had a little, you know, foam thing there to hold it in and keep it from moving around or whatever. So it's pretty nice. Nice of them. Okay, so and and this next one looks like the next one is a little bit bigger in size than the other one with the HDMI cable. I don't know if you could see the difference in a, you know, little bigger there. So I imagine this little bigger one is probably the adapter, you know. So this is going to be the US adapter. For those that got it overseas, you know, they'll get the Euro adapter. And if they accidentally send the wrong one, you have to get one of those converters. I've got like 2 of those because I've had to buy them on occasion. So that would, you know, which, I don't know, does that, can you tell? That's normal, huh?
Yep.
I couldn't tell. I almost was thinking that this was the Euro adapter. But it says US plug on the box. But yeah, it is the US plug. It's just real long. So here's the plug. You know, US plug right here. It says AC DC adapter. You know, I just was thinking at first real long, and I almost was thinking it was one of those Euro plugs. But they're circular, aren't they? Yeah. And then this is so, and that's pretty much the whole package. You get your Remix Mini, your power adapter, your literature for it, and a HDMI cable, and pretty nice little you know package there of everything that comes with it. Um, I believe you can order this still now that their Kickstarter is done, and I'll put a link in my description for all that stuff. You can go and look at the Kickstarter, and there's even like an ad on their Kickstarter that says if you missed out, you know, follow this link or whatever. And I'm imagining, you know, they have different packages. The whole deal with these Kickstarters is to pledge early so you can get it a little cheaper. So it might be, you know, a few dollars more if you're getting it now afterwards. But I think this one, I'm not really sure. I think it was like $50. It ended up costing me like the 8 gigabyte. You know, when they first came out, they had the 8 gigabyte one for like $20, I think, and the 16 gigabyte for 30. And then they went up to I think $30 for the 8 gigabyte one, and then 40 for the 16 gigabyte one. But I think this had cost me about $50 total, 55. So I might have got the 16 gigabyte one when it was like $40, and then I think shipping was like 15. It was a little bit, you know, a little bit for shipping or something. So yeah, it cost me around $50. I think 55. I'm not positive, but I don't think it was much less than that. So like I'm saying, there is 2 different models. You know, there's an 8 gigabyte model and a 16 gigabyte model. I think they have pretty much the same processor, the same amount of RAM. The difference is just the storage. You know, 8 gigabytes is less than 16 gigabytes. So if you want more storage, you can get that option, which is it seems like it was about $10, maybe $15 more. So that's pretty much it. You know, you can check out their Kickstarter and learn more about these guys. If you're a little more on the savvy side, you can go ahead and even, you know, take the operating system that is on here for, you know, right if you know how to install Linux and some of that on your computer, which maybe one of these days I'll do a tutorial on how to do that or something, you know, but I didn't put the Remix OS on any of my computers because I'm just gonna try it on this, you know how it is. So and I imagine with this thing, it's made to go pretty well with that, so it should always run pretty smooth, you know, and fluidly. But yeah, there's like I said, there's 2 different models, you know, 8 gigabyte, 16 gigabyte. They run their own operating system. If you're savvy enough, you could try the operating system on your computer. I'm pretty sure there's a price difference between the models, you know, probably like I said, $10, $15. And yeah, something pretty cool if you've never never even experienced the home theater personal computer experience, or ever never used Kodi on your TV or any of that. I know there's probably a lot of people out there. I mean, nowadays, I think most people have came to the point where they know what Netflix is or have used it. So, there's probably a lot of people out there that, want something else. Well, they might want music streaming services or other video, or just something else to play with. So there might be people that haven't experienced HT, the home theater or whatever they call it, personal computer experience, or ever used smart TV sticks, or media sticks, or whatever they want to call them, little TV consoles, Android consoles. But this would be a nice one for somebody to get. It might have a little bit of a learning curve, as it is their own version of Android, so things might not look like what you're used to, but for the most part, it might be fairly easy. I mean, most people have used these Android smartphones nowadays, I'm thinking, and got acquainted with how they work. So this is just basically something like that tailored into a mini computer that you can, view on your TV. So that's kind of cool. I think that's definitely something people might like. It'll offer you more of a computer. But what's cool about this one, what I didn't mention too, is this one can actually run apps. So before I went into this whole long, review of this is supposed to be a little bit on the cutting edge, because a lot of the tablets and, like, your Android tablets and stuff, unless you modify them or do certain things, they can't run like native Windows apps. I think this one can actually run like certain, like, Microsoft Office and certain native Windows apps, but yet it can run Android apps too. And they put a twist on top of it by giving it its own operating system. Sorry about that, guys. I needed a drink of water there. But yeah, definitely something cool to mess with. Like I was saying, if you're new to this whole technology, there is cheaper stuff than this that you can get. You can get one of those Android TV sticks for maybe 15-20 bucks nowadays on eBay. Might be a basic, 8 GB, 1 gig of RAM one, but something just to experiment with. You might be able to put Kodi on it, and you'll have a pretty much a little media center on a stick. You can listen to streaming radio, view other video, not just YouTube and Netflix. And I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different plugins for content you can find with these things. So, this don't have to be your first step. You can get a cheaper stick, but this is more of a like they tout it as, the world's first true, like the box says. Let me see on the other side. Just like the box says right here, the world's first true Android PC. So, they tout it as being that. So that's exactly what it is, more so than one of the media sticks, one of the Android TV sticks, or one of those home theater personal computer, whatever they're called, media center mini TV boxes or something. This actually, can be used as that, as well as a mini computer. I mean, people can actually, get work done with this. I from what they show, you can run Microsoft Office and probably other Windows-based apps, as well as all your Android stuff too. So it's definitely, something that would be cool. Although, it's going to run you about 40-50 bucks depending on which version you get. And like I said, if you're just looking to stream media like audio and video, you can get something a little cheaper. It might not have the specs of this, because this does have 2 GB of RAM and a 16 GB storage per se. I guess you can call it hard drive. So as some of those cheaper sticks, you might get 1 GB of RAM and less storage, so it might take a little bit of a dip on performance. So it sometimes is one of those things that you do get what you pay for. If you pay a little more, you're gonna get a little more hardware to work with, a little better hardware. So, but yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. So this was the Remix Mini, which is the world's first true Android PC. As you know, I pretty much was reviewing it and didn't explain that, other than being, Android like PC, Android PC, whatever mini Android box that, what I've seen on their videos, it looks like you can even run like Microsoft Office. Now, I don't know if that's the only because that's one of the main apps that I've seen. But from what I guess, you can run Windows apps, certain ones, or maybe all of them, and you still got your access to your Android stuff too. So yeah, there you have it. That is Remix Mini, the world's first true Android PC, and yeah, the Remix Mini PC. The other part of it is called the Remix OS, so that's the operating system. Like I said, if you're savvy enough, you can go ahead and download that and install it on your computer. And they might even have, technology might even be up to par now where you can download it and, maybe install it side by side with Windows and try it out, and, to where you won't mess up your main Windows or our main operating system that you're using. They might have something that will let you, install it side by side for a test run and see how it is. And you could maybe remove it safely without, corrupting your main computer workflow. But that's it. That is the Remix Mini from, I think these guys are called Jide Tech Remix Mini PC, and you can get yours, which come, they have 8 GB version or 16 GB version. So the price is going to be, variant of probably $10-15, which, 8 GB, slash 16 GB. It's storage. Other than that, the hardware is the same, so you're not getting a scaled down version when you buy the one that has the smaller storage size. That's just it. You're paying the extra price for the storage size. But yeah, once again, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. This is the Remix Mini, the world's first true Android PC. All right, take care, guys. Yeah, one more thing, guys, and also I did say that there was no difference in these Remix Minis. There actually is. So let me go ahead and rephrase that. There's two different models I believe you can get. There is a slim down model. It comes with 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage. And then this model I got was the one that was touted for optimal performance, which comes with 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage. So it looks like there is a difference in price, because when I was looking at the Kickstarter page, it says that the processor is the same, but if you want to get the 8 GB of storage and the 1 GB RAM model, it looks like they had a $20 to $30 price going on their Kickstarter, which I think $20 was the real early bird price, like if you pledge right away, and then $30 was like the standard price after. And it looks for the 2 GB and for the 2 GB of RAM and the 16 GB of storage model, which is mine, which is, the beefed up version, I guess you could say. That one looks like the price was, it was $40 and $50, and I believe the 40 was like the early bird price, and the $50 was like the later on price. When I first was going to get it, I actually didn't get the early bird price, but then they had reintroduced the early bird price for $40, so I was able to get it for the $40 price afterwards. And now I'm not sure what it was. I actually was checking out their website, and it said $69.99, and I think that was for the 16 GB of storage and 2 GB of RAM one, which this is this one. I'm not sure if that's after shipping, if that's the whole price, or if they've shipping afterwards, but with a lot of these Kickstarter items, they do, when you pledge on them, you get them earlier than when they actually commercially get released. So it actually might be $69.99 now, and whatever shipping is going to cost. So I got it for around $50, $55, so it might cost a little more, but there is a difference between the two different models they have. There's an 8 GB of storage and 1 GB of RAM, and 16 GB of storage and 2 GB of RAM. And like I said, the price is different. On their Kickstarter, there was $20 and $30 price for the 8 GB, version, and it looks like $40 and $50 for the 16 GB version. So I did want to clarify that, because at first I said that there wasn't a difference. You just pay. There's not a difference in features, like in the ports and everything are the same, and the processor. It just, you do pay a difference in price if you want one that has more RAM and more storage, than the the lower one, which is 8 GB. So I guess the 8 GB version is your basic one, and then if you want to get the one they tout for optimal performance, which is pretty much double storage and double RAM, that's the other version as well. So with that said, you have two different choices to look into. Check out their Kickstarter and see what these guys are all about. All right, take care. Peace out.